I'll post it later today. So let me get, I don't know why it doesn't have me. Okay. Can you all see each other?
Can you swipe left maybe and it'll go just to you?
I'm not sure why I can't, I'm trying to figure out why it isn't only me, but because it depends on how many people we get here on here. Usually it has me big and then everybody else small on the side. I don't know why it's not, but maybe I do. Does that do it? No.
Well, I don't know.
On mine, we're all small on the top and you're big, Carol.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. Usually when and you're all the same size, so I can't see everything, but I'm going to get started. So at least we can start. And Tanya's eating while we're cooking here. That's good, Tanya. What do you have?
I have to make my kids dinner, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I know this is dinner time. I'm sorry about that, but
Okay.
anyway, I'm going to start out first showing you what we're making it in. So Pampered Chef in this catalog came out with 2 cast iron skillets. This is a 12-inch one. And they also came out with a 10-inch one. They're pre-seasoned.
Ooh, Jeff,
What?
I was just telling my husband you came out with cast iron. Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself.
Oh, like all the Pampered Chef cookware, they do have a lifetime guarantee. I've been keeping them on my stove and using them all the time. You get more iron in your food. Hi, Leanna. How are you?
Hi.
We're making a Buddy's Pizza. I'll call it a Buddy's Pizza. They're calling it.
Oh, yum.
So Tanya's gonna somehow figure out a way to come over here and steal what we make, but I don't know how she's gonna do that. But anyway, these pans are pre-seasoned, but when I make this, I'm gonna actually first just brush about a tablespoon of just vegetable oil on the pan because we're gonna put the pizza dough in here. And you start it out in the pan on the top of the stove, and then you actually put it in the oven at 500 degrees for about 15 minutes. And Detroit style pizza is different than like a Chicago style deep dish pizza. It's like Buddy's. The cheese is all crystallized. It comes over the sides. The crust is on the bottom, and it's very different than a normal pizza. So all I have to say, Darlene, you could probably sneak over here and get a pizza. Who knows?
I will.
So,
You just leave it outside on your porch.
Yeah, but I don't know how many germs I have.
If you're leaving it outside on your porch for her, I'm coming to get it.
Bring some home for me.
Whenever I make this, Tom
got you,
eats
girl.
all of it anyway. So we're gonna start. This is frozen pizza dough that you can find. Normally you can find in the freezer at Meijer. I'm pretty sure you can't right now. But
Hey, do you know if there's any gluten-free dough, or can you make it?
I don't know if there's gluten-free. I would imagine there's recipes for gluten-free pizza dough.
Hey, Carol, you'd be proud. I just used my rack crack.
Ooh, nice, nice. I thought you don't know how to cook, whatever. So I'm gonna put this dough on our cutting mat and just use our pastry roller and kind of roll it out. The only thing about gluten-free with this pizza is you're cooking it at 500 degrees, and I don't know how that would hold up to that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm gonna roll this out. The pizza pan is kind of a square. We're gonna roll it up to about 12 inches, which is on this mat. And I can also take my hands and squeeze it a little bit. It's different than a deep dish pizza. It does have a couple layers. You guys, because you're not here, I have to do everything myself. Thanks a lot.
We wish we were.
Yeah, I wish you were too. I'm getting a little crazy being here all by myself all the time. So, okay. So I've got this pizza dough and I'm going to put it in this pan and just kind of fit it in here. And it just kind of fits really nicely. And the next thing you have to do is you can either use a fork or on our little thing, on our little roller, there's what they call a docking tool. You have to poke holes in the whole crust. And you don't even have to have a crust along the outside like you would normally with a pizza. You just got to poke a bunch of holes in. So this is really easy to make, except for I got to grate all the cheese. And before I'm gonna just poke the holes in and then I'm gonna show you our air fryer because that is my new favorite tool from Pampered Chef. And honestly, I have been using it a lot and not even using my oven. Didn't even know I wanted an air fryer till they came out with one. Do any of you guys have one?
No.
No.
Okay.
Tanya does.
Who does?
Tanya.
It's okay. You can't help it. Pampered Chef just came out with it, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about ours. And we're going to do bacon in it today. But the chicken wings recipe that comes with it is absolutely to die for. And I'm waiting for you guys to be here to make those because they're awesome. First time I made them, Tom ate pretty much all of them. So, all right, so we're gonna just leave that for a second and I'll show you the air fryer. This is the air fryer, and yes, it's big. It sits on your countertop. It holds 11 quarts. It comes with a bunch of accessories. So it has 2 shelves, and since it circulates air, whatever you cook on here browns on both sides. Also, it comes with a basket. And you can make French fries in here, tater tots, anything, frozen stuff you can throw in here. It just turns. It has a rotisserie. So it has an air fry setting, a bake setting, a roast setting, a rotisserie setting, a reheat. So like this pizza, if I have pizzas left, I can put them on this thing tomorrow and they taste just as good as when you first get them out of the oven. It's amazing. And it also has a dehydrate. So I tried dehydrating some pineapple the other day. It takes like 6 hours. It came out pretty good. It also has a little tray in the bottom. So any drippings that you have go down here. So hopefully with our bacon, that's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna grab the bacon. Sorry, you can't look at me when I'm not there. I'm also gonna grab the cheese. And Tom only likes bright bacon. I don't know if any of you guys like it or buy it. It's very expensive. This recipe only calls for pepperoni, but I thought I would try some bacon on it as well because I have it. So I'm just gonna
It makes everything good.
yes.
Amen.
So there's actually 3 shelf settings in here, and whenever you cook anything in here and you're doing it more shelves at once, you're going to want to switch them halfway through, but there's a little beep that comes out, that rings, so you can switch the shelves and put one of them toward the top, because the top is where the heating element is. So I've just got this bacon on here. I'm doing the top shelf and the middle shelf, not the bottom. And it's pretty simple to use. You plug it in. And we're going to do this on air fry. And with any setting, some of them you can change the temperature. This one is 400 degrees. But when you press this button, you can change the time. So we're going to do it for 10 minutes. Oops, 10. And
Carol, how much is your air fryer?
pardon?
How much is the air fryer?
It's $279, so it's actually less than the blender. So, and obviously they have lots of things that enable you. So I'm just gonna start it. So this tells you the fan is going, and there's also a little light in there if you want to look at it. But I'm gonna get those started and we're gonna work on the pizza. So before I start that, I'm gonna roll, I have my lovely little rolling cart. So here's the interesting thing about Detroit style pizza. They call for or mozzarella cheese and Munster cheese, which I don't know about you, but I have never used, until I made this pizza, I've never used Munster cheese, but it really is good on this pizza. So with our adjustable grater, and it just has a little orange thing on the outside, they call for 6 ounces. And of course at Meijer, the only place, and this isn't in the regular cheese aisle, it's where they have the fancy cheeses. They only sell it in 8 ounces, so I'm just gonna grate it all because I'm not saving 2 ounces of cheese. So what I'm gonna do is grate the Munster cheese. I'm gonna pretend one of you is doing it. And you just grate it all this, I don't know what the orange is on the outside just to prove that it's Munster. It's a little yellower than regular cheese, you know, regular white cheese. And of course, when I get to the end, I'm going to use my little thing so I don't grate myself. So I'm going to stick the rest of it in here and just finish it out. It always kind of grinds it up. I never use this to the end because it always kind of mangles the cheese. A little bit of mangled cheese there. Okay, so I got all this Munster cheese, and I'm gonna grab a batter bowl and throw it in, and I'm gonna grate the mozzarella cheese. And for the mozzarella, it says 4 ounces, so I'm going to do part of this mozzarella cheese, not all of it. It says a cup, but you can never have too much cheese, in my opinion. So this is one of those big blocks of cheese. And I'm going to just grate a bunch of it, and then I'm going to add it to the Munster. We're just going to have a cheese mixture. Those are the only 2 kinds of cheese that are in this. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. This is a pepperoni pizza, and it has pizza sauce, but the pizza sauce isn't like a typical pizza. You know, we are used to pizza crust, pizza sauce, cheese on top. That's not the way you do this. You put the cheese on the bottom. So it's very interesting. And then you dollop the pizza sauce on top. So, but it seriously tastes like a Buddy's pizza. So this is a lot of, I'm not gonna grate all that cheese. I'm gonna add this. And I'm just gonna grab my little tongs and kind of mix it all up. So we kind of have all the cheeses mixed together. And now, the next thing I'm gonna do is sprinkle a little bit of our seasoning, our Italian seasoning. You can use whatever you have, just over the stove. You don't even have to use a lot. And we're gonna turn this on high. So you start it in the pan, and I have to cook it over high heat for 2 or 3 minutes, so that's not very long. So it's on high, and that's all we do for now. So I'm gonna just set my timer for 2 minutes. My oven is already hot, so it's really hot in my house. And the oven is set to 500 degrees. And we still have another minute to go before we switch the trays on the bacon. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay.
What size are those pans? What size are those pans you're cooking in?
One is a 12-inch. That's the one I'm using. There's also a 10-inch. So
19,
pardon?
12, and what?
10.
10.
So this is a 10. Okay, now this just leaked. So they came out with these new oven These are called mini oven mitts. So they're a little bit nicer that you don't cut yourself. And I'm just gonna grab onto one of these and switch them. I'm gonna put one on the bottom and one up on the top. And it dripped grease all over, nice. So I'm gonna wipe off the door. The door actually.
She needs us, guys. She needs us.
She does. I agree.
So I just started back up. This is just browning right here. So nothing's really happening. It's kind of puffing a little bit. When the timer rings, which we still have about another 35, we'll probably do a little longer than that because it's not puffing that much yet.
So Carol, you have your stove on, correct?
Yes, on high. So I'm heating the pan up first. I don't know why you have to do this unless maybe it just puts a crispy thing on the bottom. But it is starting to puff up a little bit. And I can see the oil that I put in there kind of bubbling. But you're putting it in the oven at 500 degrees, so it continues to cook. So we're gonna wait for that to ring, and then I better get something to put it on. All right. Because I can't set that hot pan on my countertop. So I'm gonna grab these little things and bring it over. And you can see my flame if you want. I'm gonna turn it off. There. Always forget to turn off my stove. So now we have this puffy kind of crust. It's puffier than it was. You guys can't, there it is. And now we're gonna top it with pepperoni. So it needs 12 pepperoni slices. So I got kind of not a real spicy pepperoni because I don't like spicy. Maybe you do. You just put pepperoni all over the whole crust. See how much I need you guys? I could really be using you guys right now. So doesn't it make you feel needed?
Yes.
Hungry.
Oh, that too. There's that. And I don't know if Tom's gonna come home right when I get done or not. He didn't really say. I said, you should come home because there's gonna be pizza when I'm done. All right, so that's more than 12, but I'm gonna put all those on there. So the next thing I'm gonna do is you cover the whole entire pizza with cheese. So I just pour this whole thing of cheese into this bowl. So it's totally different, you'll see in a minute, than how you usually do a pizza. So we're just spreading it, and it says to be sure to spread it all the way to the edges of the pan. So it's different than regular pizza where you have crust coming out. There's no crust showing at all. And it's sizzling too, so I just must have made the pan hot. All right, I'm also gonna throw a little more of our Italian seasoning over the top. And it's like a whole total of 1/4 of a teaspoon. And now I'm dolloping the pizza sauce. And I want to tell you about the pizza sauce. I've done this with my team and I've done it with myself. And this is a really expensive pizza sauce. It's called Rao's, R-A-O, homemade pizza sauce, but it is amazing. So I'm going to use,
Carol, where do you buy that, Meyer?
I got it at Meijer. It's at Meijer. You can use any kind, but I did use like a Meijer brand the first time, and then the second time I made it with this, and it was so much better. The recipe that I'm gonna send you calls for 1/3 cup, which obviously is not very much of this container, but I pretty much use all of it because I like pizza sauce. So what I'm gonna do is you just kind of plop pizza sauce, and actually this is way too big, so I'm gonna use, I'll use our scooper. Just gonna plop it all over on top of the cheese.
Carol, are those pans dishwasher safe or no?
No.
Okay.
Stainless steel is totally, you don't even wash it with soap. So you just use hot water, and they come with a scraper just like stoneware. And actually they advise you to rinse it right away or dry it right away. And they are non-stick. So if you preheat them a little before you use anything in them, nothing will stick to it. And I'm using all this pizza sauce, guys, because I don't want to have a half a jar in my refrigerator. So, okay, and my air fryer just stopped. We're gonna put more pepperoni on here, on the top. So you actually put pepperoni on the top. So if you think about a Buddy's pizza, there is pepperoni showing on their pizzas. I have no idea where they came up with this recipe though. I just say it's a Buddy's, but it's really good. So we're gonna throw some pepperoni on the top. And if my bacon is done, which it just finished, I'm gonna throw bacon on the top too, but I don't know. Since that's the first time I've ever done it in the air fryer, have no idea if it turned out or not. So let's, you guys look at my pizza. And I'm gonna pull out, I think I need to cook it a little longer. But actually the top one, hold on. Where is my cleaning person? Nobody here to clean. I tell you guys, I'm missing you. I'm gonna take just some of the bacon, some of it I'll just save for something else.
Tanya, do you ever sit down?
Not what So these are
Me?
pretty good. I'm gonna just cut a few pieces of these up and the rest of them I'll save for a salad or something. And yeah, this will give me a little bit. Actually, I'll put air fry and do it for another 10 minutes. You guys can't see me, but that's okay. This is, you can't see Carol, but that's okay. Okay. All right. So I just have a little knife and I'm just gonna kind of cut these into little pieces and throw them on the top as well. They'll get crispier, I'm sure, in the oven. It doesn't matter how done they are. They're huge pieces too. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of scatter these over the top. A new version of this pizza. I've never done it with bacon. And yeah, I like my bacon done a little better than this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be done by the time we're done. Okay. And that's all I do. So now what I'm gonna do is put it in the oven. And you have to do it in a 500-degree oven, and you also have to do it on the bottom shelf for some reason. I do not know why. So we're gonna stick this on the bottom shelf.
Meat. Stop the kill me.
Oh, there's
And set the timer for 15 minutes.
Any meat that hasn't been.
So
Yeah.
Carol, how much are the skillets?
No, there's a
I think the 12-inch is
no, the little
$70.
Stop the Joe.
And
Is how much?
70.
Hi, Jeff.
Okay.
And the other one is 50, I think. You can also buy them as a set if you want both of them. So how many of you have ever used cast iron?
No.
Anybody?
This.
I used to use it all the
I
time.
have.
Oh, okay.
I
So
love it.
it's great if you need extra iron in your food, but there actually is a great video on our website on how to take care of it, how to re-season it if you let it get rusty, because it can get rusty, but not if you dry it right away and put it away every time you use it. But there's a lot of things you can do with it. You can make a cake in here in your oven. There's a lot of things you can do. Top of your stove, make sauces and everything. And I'm really kind of liking it and using it a lot.
You want lettuce on it?
Oh, with our meal today, I have pizza. I got some bacon that's still cooking. I'm gonna use our salad spinner. I don't know if any of you have that.
I do.
So
Honestly, I've never really used it.
never used it? Okay.
I haven't either.
I rinse it, I wash it under the sink, and then I like put it in a towel and I swing it around, and then I slap it in a bowl.
Well, this comes with two things. It comes with a small one and a big one. And the big one is what I usually do lettuce in, but this one is berry spinner. So like if you have berries that you rinse off, you can actually spin them and get all the moisture off of them. You can also use it for herbs. But basically you cut up your salad, throw it in here, and you just pump it. It actually goes 13 miles an hour. A little fact for you to know, it also has a little brake that you can stop it, and then all the water comes off on the sides. So why do you spin lettuce? Anybody know?
You don't damage it.
You never know how clean it is. So if you rinse it off and you try to make a salad with it and you don't get all the water off of it, then salad dressing doesn't stick. It just kind of falls off and then you get mushy salad. So I use it a lot. There's very little lettuce at the store these days, right? Fresh one. But then, these aren't even all torn up into little pieces yet, but most of the liquid is off them. There also is a cover that comes with it. So if you want to use this as a salad bowl and store it, it's a perfect size. But look how much water is in it just from that little bit. And it's usually when you spin the salad, you see that the water isn't very nice looking. So it makes you think maybe the stuff on the lettuce isn't that great. It's a good thing to rinse it. So what I will do is just tear this up and add grape tomatoes, and maybe I have some olives, and then we'll have salad and pizza. So, oops, and I'm gonna go over here again, and ooh, the bacon's looking really good now. All right, I think it's done. So this is I hate to let this strip, I'll hold it over this pan. So this was really about 15-minute bacon. So it's perfect, there's no mess. All the grease went in the bottom. It didn't splatter all over. And I'm just gonna turn it off. Oops, nope, off. Turn off. So when you're done, these little trays can wash in the dishwasher. The bottom tray, you can't. So obviously our pizza is cooking right now. And I'm not doing a lot of recipes today because I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I want to show you the pizza when it's done. But I want to tell you a couple things that I'd like to do with you guys. Pampered Chef on our website has put a lot of really helpful recipes and tips and things to do with kids on our page, on our opening page. So if you go to my website and you go, you'll see something that says helpful tips and inspiration, and they have some demonstrations like how to make a pan sauce, how to use knives. They have a bunch of stuff in the middle. They have recipes in the top. And at the bottom, they have a whole bunch of things for kids, which is really cool, like 7 different kinds of pancakes you can make, how to make gingerbread houses, just a whole bunch of stuff. So, but when you first open it up, in the middle, there's something that says 30-minute meals, using pantry staples, veggie-friendly recipes, and pressure cooker meals. And if you click on each of them, it opens up a whole bunch of recipes that you can try. My challenge to you guys is go on my website, click on those little categories, and pick a recipe that you'd like me to demonstrate. And we can actually do it in our actual cooking class if we ever get together. So if everybody gives me a recipe, I could gradually do one. We could do one once a week maybe. Does anybody think that's a good idea?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think it sounds great.
And yeah, we won't be, who knows,
I'm in.
staying home and at least till Easter, if we even have Easter this year. But maybe you can, we can get some recipes because there's some great recipes for people to do at home. And I don't know, are you guys cooking with your kids at all? I'm sure in your case, Heather, your kid is probably cooking for you. Because he likes to.
That's 100% not true.
Oh, okay.
She's not a cook.
Well, your son likes to, though.
He does. He does. He's been begging, Mom, when are we going to make our cookies? When are we going to make stuff?
never taught me to cook.
Oh, okay.
I can make fried chicken chili. So I don't know every day.
So, you know that I normally do cooking classes. So I had 4 or cooking shows. I had 4 cooking shows from this month that are postponed. And they are encouraging us to do more things virtually or on Zoom. And while this isn't a party, I'm going to try to, people are going to start going crazy being home. So if you can get together with a bunch of friends, do like a cabin fever party, you're all welcome to join. So and they upgraded our April host special, so you get an extra $50 in free product at the free level until you get to $650, an extra $100. So there's lots of fun things. But my pizza is cooking. Let's see how much time do we have. I don't know if you guys want to wait around for the whole 7 minutes until it's done. What do you think?
Carol, what other new products did you get?
Oh, I'll show you. Hold on a second. We have I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'll pick out some of them. And you can't see me for
What's that? Say hi, Miss Tanya. Say hi, Miss Tanya.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, Jace. Say hi.
I'm looking.
What's up, Jace?
They actually brought back a couple things. So we used to have an herb keeper, and now they have a new one back where actually herbs like you put water in the bottom and they stick in this part. You can put this little thing is things that don't have to be in water, like rosemary, and it stores in the refrigerator. And I had cilantro in here for like 4 weeks and it stayed good. It was really awesome. They're bringing back our little stainless steel mini whipper. This has been around. They took it away and they brought it back. It is awesome for eggs or whipping up, any kind of mix, hot chocolate or whatever. Who knew? They brought that back. They also came out with a beautiful walnut bowl, and it's a salad bowl. So I think I'll put my salad in here tonight. So that's pretty nice. We have the 2, people with kids. They have these little things. You know those squeezy things that you buy for food, for kids' food? They have their own now. So it has a wide cover. You put whatever you can put your pureed food in here, and then they can squeeze, or your own applesauce, whatever. So they come in a set of 2. And then they also have these cute little bowls for kids. So you can put baby food in here. I don't know if anybody has a baby, but you can also use it for freezing other small amounts of things.
Jello shots.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want you guys falling asleep.
So Tom and I, we have not recently, but this would be great for like peanut butter and things that you take backpacking and you just squeeze them out. So I'm liking that. So, and Tom here, he's laughing at me. Oh, they're not laughing here. I'm not giving you any.
Look what I scored today. 4 toilet paper. Isn't that great at Menards?
Nice.
Nice.
Walking up, a guy offered me $5 and it was $1.99. And I said, sir, do you really need toilet paper? That? And he said, no, I've got about 2 months at the house, but you can always have more. Yeah.
Tom, you should have bought a lotto ticket.
Yeah. Hey, this is a lotto ticket.
So here's our new catalog. There's a couple really cool things about it. It has stuff on on all our cookware, like a little chart. What kind should we do what? Which is really kind of new, and I like that. The other thing, and they did come out with an accessory for the blender. They came out with a smoothie cup, which you use right on the blender. So if you have the blender, you can do a smoothie right in the cup, and you don't have to clean out the blender, which is kind of nice. So there's more products than that, and I have them all set up at my house. So the next time you guys can come over, you can see them all.
See, I think that this was the reason you needed to show us what all the new products were at our last party.
I know.
For everyone. Remember? I tried to get you to show us.
No, I wish I would have now. No, I didn't know then what I know now. But
Right?
I'm gonna check. Okay, so, oh my gosh, this is looking good. I don't know if we'll go the whole 15 minutes. Oh, we got 1 minute to go. It seriously smells just like a Buddy pizza. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna, has anybody not had a Buddy's? Have you, Darlene?
No,
I haven't.
but I'm coming over for a piece.
If she's coming over, I'm coming over.
Tom, are you willing to share this pizza? You're going against social boundaries, people.
I promise I won't come.
I walk in my park, and if people are coming down our path, they walk away from me. They don't even say hi. What is wrong with people? I don't think hi is going to give you anything.
Right.
This is bananas, people.
I know.
Bananas.
So I'm going to just take this out because it is unbelievable. The pizza.
Oh, good. I came home in time.
I told you. Okay, I'm getting it out. It's sizzling. It has bacon on it too.
Darlene, if you go outside, you might be able to smell it.
Oh, I'm coming over for a piece, Tom.
Look at this. It is it's sizzling. You see it sizzling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word.
So all the cheese on the sides kind of gets it kind of.
Crunchy?
Oh, you want to see it? There it is.
It gets crunchy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it gets crunchy just like on a Buddy's pizza. I don't think we can even eat this yet because it's too hot.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But I will send you the recipe. But now, so, you might have to you definitely can only do this in a cast iron skillet because you can't fry the stuff as well. But the reason why I know that you guys, the Yonkers, do Buddy's Pizza is because we saw them there once. So it is awesome. So that's our pizza. So tonight, pizza. And I'll try to take some pictures of when I cut it. I'll try to take some pictures so you can see what it looks like. But obviously,
Do you let it sit for 5 minutes or what?
yeah, I don't think I want to eat it when it's still sizzling. It's pretty hot. It doesn't say you have to, but I'm going to. So, but it is already slowing down a little bit. And then you can just cut it with a knife or a pizza cutter or whatever. So, and my oven is, oh, my husband shut off the oven. Isn't it nice? Somebody was here helping me. He needs to run the oven longer than he needs to. So I turn on my fan low, Darlene, so you can smell it outside. All right. So I know this was quick and fast and everything, but got some, if you guys want me to, I'll be happy to send you a new catalog so at least you can look at what the new stuff is. Would you like that?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
A
awesome.
lot I'm doing right now, so yeah, I can send you all a catalog. And let me know if there's anything you want. But obviously, right now, I'd like you to go on my website and pick a recipe. You can pick more than one. We might be able to drag it on for a whole year. Not that I think we're gonna be in our houses for a
Carol, is
whole.
there a COVID pricing sheet?
What?
Is there a COVID pricing sheet? 19% off?
Oh, I'm sure I could do something.
All right, Tanya.
Actually, next week, Wednesday, Pampered Chef supports Feeding America. So normally when they do fundraisers for something, they give 10% and 15%. And starting in April, they're going to give 20% of show sales and 30% of show sales to Feeding America. Because right now, there's
Say hi to Jen.
a lot more people they have to
He
feed.
was on there.
So my team, along with my upline, we're going to do a virtual fundraiser party for Feeding America. So I'll probably have something on Facebook about it. It's going to be a Facebook party, but we're going to do it to try to see how much money we can raise for Feeding America. Because, you know, people are going hungry. At least the kids that normally get it at school. Maybe not your kids or our kids, but anyway, okay, it stopped sizzling. But what I'll do is when I get done with this, because this has been recording, I'll post it on the Cooking with Carol page. I will also take a picture of this and post the picture so you can see it. And then if you guys want to, if you go on my website and find a recipe, just post what recipe you want to do. And then maybe we can just set up a once a week thing where I do a recipe, at least for the next, until we're out of the house.
Sounds good. I have a question. Is there
Yes.
any recipe, like, have you tried doing like baked potatoes in like the quick cooker or anything like that? Or is that not really
Yeah, somebody on my team has done baked potatoes in the quick cooker. And I actually can look at, I know she posted it on our page, so I'll figure out how she did that.
I was just curious.
Yeah, you can do them in there. And then of course vegetables and anything else, because you do have the quick cooker, right?
I do, with the baskets and everything, so.
Yeah, so you can do that. Have you tried a lot of recipes yet, or?
I have done like meats and things, because it's so fast, and like if my
Yes.
meat's frozen and I throw it in there, 20 minutes later my frozen meat's cooked. But I haven't done like, I don't try to do a whole meal in there. I just try to do like one portion. I like my rice in the stovetop. I don't usually put it in the ceramic in there with the rest of the stuff.
The one recipe that I would tell you to make an exception from is the recipe that comes with in the quick cooker book for rice pilaf.
Uh-huh.
You just do it in the bottom of the quick cooker, and it's got parsley, and it has brown rice, onion, carrot, garlic, cranberries, almonds, and fresh parsley. And it is the best rice I have ever had in my life. And it's brown rice, so it's even better for you. So it's on page 10. So I make it a lot as a side dish. It takes a little longer than normal rice because it's got so much stuff in it, but it's pretty easy. And you can have your kids chop up the almonds and the parsley to go with it.
Okay.
But I'll look up the baked potato thing, because you can definitely do baked potatoes in there.
Yeah, I was looking for one online and I could not find anything online. Maybe I just wasn't looking in the right spot, but I was trying to find something that had a quick cooker, like to throw, 6 potatoes in or whatever to do that.
Yeah, I think you would put them on the little rack. So they would be up out of the bottom, but I don't think I think you still have to use a little water. Not sure.
Yeah.
I know I'll go back in on my team page and look, because I know one of my gals who has 5 kids did baked potatoes in there, and she said they came out okay. So
I just thought it might be better than turning on my stove to 450 degrees and trying to
Yeah.
run it for that long, and doing it in the quick cooker, it'd be what, 5 minutes? So,
probably you can cook
Yeah.
vegetables pretty quickly in there. So,
okay.
so it's definitely ready to cut now. I'll show you. It's not sizzing anymore. Looks pretty good. And Leanna, have you been to Buddy's?
Yeah, actually, after you and Tanya were talking about it, I dragged my husband there. I think we've been there twice now,
Yeah, except now they're probably closed, right? I haven't even tried.
probably.
And we have done takeout from there before, and it's just not the same. Not at all. So don't worry about takeout. You got
Where's
to at
Buddy's?
home. So here
It's on 28th Street, kind of
yeah, by East Paris, kind of close to East Paris.
Yeah, it's East Paris and 28th, right across from like the old Dunkin' Donuts by Bye Bye Baby, across from Bye Bye
Oh,
Baby.
okay.
So you people who have never been there, just put it on your list of things you want to do after the COVID virus.
They do tell-
So there you go. In the meantime, you can do this at home. So that's it for today, girls. I appreciate all of you guys being on here. And
I'll be over in
I-
a few minutes to get my pizza.
okay, I will email you guys the recipe, and I'll send you a catalog. Or maybe, if you want a live copy, Tanya, I will actually send it with your catalog.
It's fine.
Ooh, send me one too with my catalog.
Okay.
Thank you.
Darlene, we
Oh.
can do like a 6 foot away thing where I can just hand you things. So,
Sounds good to me.
okay. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks a lot for being on tonight, and we'll talk as soon as I get some ideas, then we'll set up something for next week.
Great. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
Yeah, see you later.